Good evening. My name is Christopher Buttner, publisher of Calaveras 2026election.com. The subject of my comments this evening is the Calaveras Enterprise's violation of the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics for Conflict of Interest. On January 16, 2026, the Calaveras Enterprise published a favorable article about the presentation delivered during the January 6, 2026 Angels Camp City Council meeting by the Calaveras Visitors Bureau Executive Director Martin Huberty, who also serves as the Calaveras County District 3 Supervisor. The article was written by one of the Enterprise's regular contributing reporters, Tori James, who, in an irrefutable conflict of interest, also serves as a member of the Board of Directors for the Calaveras Visitors Bureau, the subject of her biased January 16, 2026 article. Ms. James authored a second article also appearing in the Enterprise on January 16, 2026, recapping the City Council meeting. Ms. James failed to disclose her affiliation as a current member of the Board of Directors of the Calaveras Visitors Bureau in the body of either article or as an addendum. Carissa Davidson, the owner, editor, publisher of the Calaveras Enterprise, failed to ensure the disclosure of Ms. James' conflicts of interest to the newspaper's readership and advertisers. The Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics states, the highest and primary obligation of ethical journalism is to serve the public. Journalists should avoid conflicts of interest. Real or perceived journalists should disclose unavoidable conflicts. It is readily evident, based on the demonstrated pro-Calaveras Visitors Bureau bias of the article and Ms. James' failure to disclose her affiliation as a member of the Calaveras Visitors Bureau Board of Directors, that she and Ms. Davidson are in urgent need of a refresher on the most basic fundamentals of the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics pertaining to what constitutes a conflict of interest. This commingling of roles is deeply troubling, as a deeply troubling circumstance, and should be of great concern to all citizens that place value in unbiased local reporting. Ms. James and Ms. Davidson's ethical gaps have an effect of undermining and diminishing the trust the community places in the Calaveras Enterprise. This loss of trust in local news is highly corrosive to democracy. It is an egregious display of pro-Calaveras Visitors Bureau bias by the Enterprise, publishing what is arguably a propaganda piece written by the Calaveras Visitors Bureau Board of Directors member Ms. James without any disclosure of her relationship and evident conflict of interest favoring the Calaveras Visitors Bureau. The Calaveras Enterprise's intentional disregard for holding the Calaveras Visitors Bureau, a California mutual benefit nonprofit corporation, accountable for Mr. Huberty and the Board of Directors, of which Ms. James is a member, for its ongoing alleged fraudulent misrepresentation of the Business Bureau's nonprofit type, deceives two government entities, Calaveras County and the City of Angels Camp. A mutual benefit nonprofit corporation is a distinctly different entity than a nonprofit association and a public benefit nonprofit corporation, and this distinction is significant. The Calaveras Enterprise failed to inquire of Mr. Huberty as to why Calaveras County, on his watch as the executive director of the Calaveras Visitors Bureau, experienced a staggering reported combined loss of 420 tourism jobs between 2023 and 2024, and a reported loss of $4.6 million in direct earnings from tourism between 2023 and 2024. Ms. Davidson and Ms. James, in the publication of both articles in the Enterprise, failed to report objectively on Calaveras County's precipitous visitor tourism employment declines and the corresponding revenue declines plaguing Calaveras County's tourism and wine economy. Ms. Davidson and Ms. James both owe the Calaveras Enterprise's readership and advertisers a prompt apology for their grievous journalistic ethics lapses, for the newspaper's failure to meet its fourth estate responsibility to the community, and for the Enterprise's timidity in investigating and reporting on blatant irregularities and alleged malfeasance and criminality in local government and business bureaus. Ms. James was asked by me today to promptly notify the Calaveras Visitors Bureau Board of Directors of her immediate resignation as the Business Bureau's District 1 representative. My name is Christopher Buttner, publisher of Calaveras 2026election.com, a government watchdog and accountability blog. Thank you very much.